So me and my wife went to Restaurant Gordon Ramsay's and we paid £640.69 for lunch. I'm taking photographs under the table and my wife's saying, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Your shoes are going on eBay." I'm setting up a crowdfunding page to pay for my lunch. And you go into the restaurant and they pull your chair away before you sit down. I don't mean like a clown act. I'm from Glasgow. I'm used to eating in restaurants where the furniture is physically bolted to the ground. And then the first guy comes over with a basket of breads. And he says, "Breads," in case I don't know what they are. And he says it again. He went, "Breads." And I went, "I know." Now, in my life you get two types of bread. You get brown bread and you get white bread. But in this basket they had what I call fancy bread. And it's basically the brown bread and they super glue nuts to it. So he goes away and another guy glides over. He's an expert in wine. Begins with an S. What do you call that? Smart ass. He says, "Would you like to pair the wine with the food?" And I'm thinking, but surely any wine goes with food. Just like any jam goes with toast. And he pours a little bit of wine in my wife's glass. And everyone in the restaurant, they're all sniffing the wine. They're all like, "Ah." And I'm thinking, why am I sniffing this? Am I looking for clues as to how much this might be costing me? I don't want to sniff the wine. I want to Google the bottle and see how much it cost in the supermarket. And then he says to my wife, if you swirl the wine around the glass, it releases the aromas. That's like saying if you swirl your arse, you do a smellier fart. And then you get a taster menu. Now, I don't know if it's about me, tiny bits of food. I don't know about you. I like to leave a restaurant getting my money's worth. I once left a China buffet king on a stretcher, clutching 2 banana fritters, as if it was some sort of deep fried oxygen mask. But not here, not in Ramsay's. I don't share my food. See, when I was 5, my mum once stole a chip off my plate, and she's dead now. The first course was pigeon. Pigeon. Cats eat pigeon. And it was tiny, right? He put it down on my plate. And he's like, "Can I get you anything else?" And I'm thinking, well, the rest of the pigeon. And another pigeon. In fact, is there any fancy bread left? I'll go to Trafalgar Square and catch my own pigeons. And then you get an amuse-bouche. An amuse-bouche. A palate cleanser. Tiny bit of ice cream. Sorbet. I'm like, what even is this? Fucking flavoured hailstone. And then you get a tiny bit of cod. Now a cod is massive. I thought the effort Gordon Ramsay has gone to catch a cod that's that size. How that's not managed to swim through the net. And then I thought, it's not a cod. He's spray painted a goldfish. So see, after a bit of pigeon, a scoop of ice cream and what was effectively half a skinned fish finger. That's how much I paid at Gordon Ramsay's. £640.69. See that noise you made? That's exactly what my arsehole did. I've got post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm going to be in an old folks home in my 70s, rocking back and forward like a tiny cod, tiny cod. And do you know what's worse? No one in that restaurant said a word. No one had the balls to stand up and say, "Is it just me? Is it just me, or is Ramsay taking the piss?" There was a fat guy in the corner. I felt like standing up and saying, "Mate, you must be starving. There's no way you get that size eating in a restaurant like this." And he's like, "I know, I can feel my ribs." £10 supplement for cheese. I'm supplementing Gordon Ramsay for cheese. And apparently I'm the weirdo because I wanted it on my chips. £71 service. £71 service. I paid £40 for my MOT. A glass of champagne. £60. A glass. I googled it. It's not even ranked number 1 in the world. It's ranked 3013th. Can you imagine how crap the 3013th tennis player is in the world? I mean, I'm number 4 in Scotland. I don't even own a racket. See, for £60 a glass, I want Gordon Ramsay to physically fart the bubbles into my fizz. He comes up and he says, "Are you paying cash or card?" Cash or card? Carries £640. Cash. How many crack dealers are eating at Gordon Ramsay's? Can you imagine going into the bank? I want to take £640 out. I'm sorry, for money laundering, we've got to ask you what it's for. It's my lunch money. I'm treating my wife to a bit of pigeon. Do you agree, no matter how much money you earn, £640 for lunch is disgusting? Correct. Right? I'm thinking kids are starving in Africa. And then, wait a minute, never mind Africa. I'm starving. And seeing that moment as me and my wife were about to walk 4 miles back to our hotel because we couldn't afford a taxi. She's in her bare feet because someone had bought her shoes on eBay. I had to say to him, do you mind if I pay £100 cash and put the rest on my mortgage?